Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Buster Show. Today, we have a very special guest, one of my new favorite artists. We were just talking about if you're watching the video, you can see the dope chains my man right here is rocking. Luh Kel, welcome on the show, my friend.
Sir, appreciate it for having me for sure.
So first things first, I want to ask you a question that I love asking anybody. Doesn't matter what they do or anything. What are you most passionate about right now? And then I want to dive into a little bit more context on your story.
Most passionate about? I'm just most passionate about my music. Just like every song, every melody, everything I make, I'm just passionate about everything because I just love the music I make. For sure.
What part of the process do you enjoy the most? Writing, making beats, putting everything together, actually putting it out, promoting it, making videos around it? What's your favorite part?
I definitely like the writing process most because like that's when I'm most creative. Like when I'm in the studio and me and the team of producers or whatever, we get together and we just make like crazy records, and yeah, that's probably my favorite part.
Makes sense. So I want to ask, going back, when you were, let's say in middle school, is this what you thought you wanted to do, with your early years?
Definitely. When I was younger, I used to be in a music group, like around like middle school type of time, like 7th, 8th grade. I used to be in a music group, and we used to do like shows around St. Louis. That's where I'm from. We used to do shows around St. Louis, and we had like a big like type of name or whatever, like throughout
No
the city.
way.
The group just didn't work out, and I just started like doing stuff myself.
That's fun. What kind of places were you performing at back then?
Just like little venues, like just around the city, like it'd be a showcase, and we'd like open up for somebody like performing out there, or something like that. You feel me?
I feel you. Do you have any favorite memories or crazy things that happened at those concerts back in the day?
They used to like do stuff like chase our car and stuff. Like
What?
don't, like, knew who we was. Like we had fans or whatever. So yeah, they used to like chase our car and scream and all that stuff.
How old were you at the time?
I was like 14, 13.
Now, what did you make of that? Were you just having like the time of your life then, if people were chasing after you at that age?
Yeah, I didn't really like. I ain't feel like no crazy type like a famous or nothing, but it was definitely just fun. Like, cause at that time music was just fun for me. You know what I'm saying? It was like something I did on the side. I went to school and stuff like that. So whenever I was doing music, like, it was just fun. So
100%. Now, I know you're pretty happy about the result this year from the NBA Finals. Thoughts on how that all played out, and perhaps where LeBron now ranks on the all-time list?
yes, sir. You know, R.I.P. Kobe, man. LeBron had
100%.
came through for that. You feel me? LeBron did his thing. They had lost that one game. They almost had me. I got a little scared, but they came get the thing for sure.
Damn. All right. So, did you grow up a Lakers fan?
Mm, I ain't never really like been a fan of like no certain type of team. It's just like LeBron. He just I don't know. He like big dog. You know what I'm saying? Like you see LeBron, he doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So I just was like LeBron fan. That's it.
You
Not
know what
really.
the name for that is? You're a wherever he at fan instead of
Yeah,
and at one point you were a Miami Heat fan. Now you're wherever he at fan.
Cavaliers too.
Yeah, those that I mean, if they make a doc like they did for, did you watch The Last Dance, by the way?
The last who?
The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary?
I ain't even see it.
You gotta check that out. But if they do one on LeBron, they gotta make it on that 2016 season.
Definitely, definitely,
That would be unreal. So
definitely.
I want to talk more about you beginning and getting started. How how do you think, or what do you think took your music to the next level? Do you think it had more to do with putting more time and effort in on the writing and producing front? Or do you think it had something to do, because I know you have a really good knack for social and digital, and I talk about that and the importance of that a lot with people on this show, but which do you think, we'll touch on both, but which do you think it had more to do with?
I think it has something to do with both of them as like a collective. You feel me? Um, you can have hit records and be not tapped into your fan base, and then you know what I'm saying, nothing really happen with it because you're not tapped in. They don't feel like they know you or connected with you, so they're not really gonna support you if they don't feel like you support them too. You feel me? But if your songs is not that good, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah, yeah.
definitely has to be there. Not everybody could just do music, but you definitely got to be able to like tap into your socials and be close to your fan base for sure.
100%. What are some things that you try to do that help, that in your eyes connect you closer? Like, what are the things that you see work the best and get the most reaction back from your fans?
Uh, I don't know. When I just do things like be myself, like when I do things like just have fun or just post pictures of me like having a good day or whatever, like it's really just things that show my character more so than just the music side.
Mm.
Like when you do like funny little TikToks or something like that, you know what I'm saying? People just want to see that character side, that personality. It's not really always about the music, honestly.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. If you had to rank your favorite platforms to engage with people on, where is Triller, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? Where are they falling in that hierarchy there?
My top is definitely like YouTube. Like
YouTube.
my base on YouTube is big. Like that's not going nowhere. You feel me? After that, it'd be like Instagram, cause that's like I started up.
Mm.
After that, it'd be like TikTok, cause that's like when my first songs blew up at. So I just be like on TikTok sometimes, like scrolling and stuff. And then it's Twitter, cause I talk about my girlfriend on Twitter, and she be seeing like the subliminal comments.
That's funny. YouTube. I want to talk about YouTube for a sec. How important have you seen it? Because I know you have a bunch of stuff out, some of which has, you know, in excess of 100 million views over there. How important have you seen it be to have a catalog of content on YouTube, so that when people, when they go see one video, they end up on the next and they end up on the next, as opposed to you just having one video and then them going to some random dude's channel after yours?
It definitely like falls over. Like if you drop a new song and you have like old music out, but this new song is going crazy, they definitely gonna look back and backtrack and see what you did before that. Um, I know it because when I dropped my first song and my first song hit like 100 million, like it's platinum now. That was like my first ever, so I had nothing before that. So me seeing like the difference between dropping and having things before and dropping and not having nothing, it's a big impact for sure.
Mm, super
You
interesting.
float around, it go everywhere. You feel me?
Totally. And that algorithm, like you said, it's not going anywhere. It's owned by Google, which is the internet. Um,
Oh,
and and that algorithm, like you're never gonna get recommended an Instagram post from 2 years ago.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Whereas you will for a YouTube video from 7 years ago. So just
Yeah,
imagine 4 or 5 years from now when you have that kind of a, you know, decade old catalog built up on YouTube and people are just bouncing around even more. And that's why I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, but you know, a lot of young artists and a lot of young entrepreneurs and people in media in general, they're so hyper focused on the numbers in the beginning. How did you kind of just care about the process, and what would you kind of say to some of those people and who are just too hyper focused on the numbers?
I mean, it's honestly not about the numbers. Like me starting out and not having a song and my first song ever being a hit, it taught me that a hit gonna be a hit regardless. You feel me? Like if something is a hit, it's gonna be a hit. You can have a good song, a great song, but it just not be a hit. It's just not gonna go. Um, like I wasn't like nobody for real. Like I didn't have nothing out. Like nobody really knew who I was, you feel me? But I made a song that everybody could tap into, and it was just honestly a hit from the jump. So it went crazy. Yeah, hit gonna be a hit, and if it's not a hit, try next time. Try to make a hit. You know what I'm saying?
100%. It's so funny too because I see a lot of like just celebrities or people that got famous in other niches try to get into music, and if their song isn't a hit, no matter how much fame that they have, it's not going to be a hit. And like you said, the complete opposite. Somebody who's never made a song in their life, but if the product is so good, the market is gonna make its decisions for itself, and
Def-
that's cool to hear that it's democratized in such a way where you have personally experienced that.
Definitely.
So when the song blew up on TikTok, what do you think made it pop? Was there a specific person or somebody
Uh,
who used it or did it?
it was honestly just like a dance that everybody was doing. I don't really know if it was like a person like who started it or anything like that. It's just like as soon as I went on TikTok and start like seeing this stuff, like my label came to me and was like, "Oh, your song is going dumb on TikTok. It's going crazy." I'm like, "Oh, let me go see it." And I checked, and just like everybody was just doing it. It was just a dance. I don't really know whoever made it up.
Shouts out. Shouts out.
Yeah, it just is popping. I don't know.
That's fun, man. What are your favorite things to do outside of the studio, off social media? What do you enjoy doing the most?
I just like having fun, like being 18. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Doing things like going to Six Flags or go kart riding, just chilling, like having fun with my friends and family and stuff.
That's awesome. That yeah, man. What Six Flags do you go to? I haven't been in. Are they still open, by the way?
They are. You got to book an appointment though, so they know how many people in the park. But
Really?
yeah, the last Six Flags I went to was in Atlanta.
So you have to walk me through this. You got to book an appointment, and then when you go, is everybody socially distanced, or what's the
Nah, it's just like you got
Wow.
to keep the mask on. That's it. If you take the mask off, they kick you out the park.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
And there's
bad.
no food inside the park, or you can take it off to eat.
It's regular.
God damn.
You might have to go. So
Yeah, I might have to pull up. Yeah, that's fun, man. And then you said go-karting?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Do you win?
Uh, Complicated.
I've done it probably once or twice, and I crashed so many times. Honestly,
Buddy though, like if you go kart riding, you gonna crash. I don't know. It's like a thing.
yeah. And then I'll get super competitive with everything. I'll just be driving right into other people and from the behind. I saw one time I was at a go-kart place in New Jersey, and there was a slightly larger woman who was in one of the go-karts, and somebody pushed her off the front, and she went flying off the course. She was totally fine, but it was probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Crazy.
If you could collaborate with any artist out there, who would you want to collaborate with?
Definitely Justin Bieber. Like I
Yeah.
always wanted to be like a pop star, you know what I'm saying? So for sure Justin Bieber. He's so hard to me. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's perfect timing. His music video with the through the Drake song "Pop Star," that was
Definitely.
that was pretty hilarious. What kind of a song would you want to do with him?
Probably like a pop song, like on some like old Justin Bieber type of thing, but like on
Got
like
it.
urban type of wave. I don't know. But we had to cook that up though.
100%. Is that somebody whose style you try to emulate or you look up to? And is there
Uh
anybody else out there who's similar?
nah, I feel like my sound is like my sound. My style is my style.
100%.
Um yeah, like I started out listening to a lot of Chris Brown, but
Mm,
I don't feel like I sound like Chris Brown. You feel me?
yeah,
Like it's like me going through the motions, just me creating music and being creative. I created a sound that it's not like a lot of people.
got it.
For sure.
Is obviously being the furthest thing from an artist or a performer in myself, is there any better feeling than being on a stage and performing in front of a crowd?
Uh, I don't know. That feeling is real different. Like it don't feel like nothing else. Like especially being on stage and seeing all like the lights in the crowd and everybody's singing your song. Like that's amazing. It's an amazing feeling for sure.
What is the difference between an amazing crowd and a really bad crowd?
A really bad crowd is people just standing there looking at you, like not doing nothing. I remember one time, like when I was younger, I was performing and like somebody started fighting in the crowd. Like they start fighting and they weren't paying no attention to me perform. Like it was bad. I was like, man, what? I left.
What about the best crowd you've ever performed in front of?
The best crowds when I was on tour and I performed in my city for the first time, like after I blew up. It was like my first performance in my city. And it was just crazy. It was like so much love. Like the crowd was full. It was a packed show, and lights was everywhere. And as soon as they started saying my name, everybody was screaming. I was surprised. I'm like, dang, man, I really did this. It's
Man,
crazy.
that's awesome. Is
So,
there any arena? Because as a Knicks fan, I would immediately be like, if I was performing, like I got to do Madison Square Garden. Is there that place for you? If you could play like an arena or a stadium or something like that?
I definitely would want to like just any stadium or arena or something like that. Like, I definitely would want to bring like a crowd, like for like a whole football arena or something. You know what I'm saying? Like something that's big. I definitely want to do that, but it's not like no particular place though.
Super Bowl halftime show, bro, wherever it is.
But see, I want to like I want to sell out my own show. You know what I'm saying?
There. Yeah.
Halftime show is like it's people already there like for the game. You know what I'm saying? I want people
That's a fair
like
point.
him, and you know what I'm saying. I want to draw that crowd
100%. You got to have that stadium tour.
for sure. Yeah,
Has any? I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, there really aren't that many artists who have done a state. Lots of people do arena tours, but
yeah,
stadium tours. I can't even think of anybody that isn't named like Taylor Swift.
yeah. Oh nah, I don't really know nobody. I know people do like venues and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Bieber was supposed to do a stadium tour, I think, but it got canceled because of the pandemic. Um, but like Drake's not doing a stadium tour; he's doing arenas.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, that's intense to think about.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
could be like the first.
I gotta push myself harder. I gotta get there.
Sky's the limit. What is there any area um in the music world that you feel like you haven't explored yet that you really want to?
Um, nah, not for real. Honestly, like I just wanna. I just like with my music. Like the one thing that I just want to do is just elevate myself. Like get way bigger than I am now. You feel me? That's really the main thing that I'm focused on. Like, yeah.
And how do you classify that to yourself? Like, are there certain metrics that you're using in your head that, or are you looking at like social numbers being bigger or streams being bigger? What are the, key performance indicators that you're looking at when you're like, I want everything to get bigger?
Just honestly, everything. Like, just not even with numbers. Like, I know I'm getting bigger when I'm on records with like Drake and I'm on records with like, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
It's a
Like,
feeling.
like
Yeah,
Justin Bieber feature. You know what I'm saying?
feeling.
Like
Yeah.
instant, not technically numbers, but just bigger with like within my music and yeah.
I like that answer, man. It's like it's just an energy,
Oh.
that just gets better and better. Is there anything outside of the music world? Maybe, obviously like you and are super young, but looking towards, the future, are there certain areas that one day you would want to look at as an investor, or certain areas that you want to explore in starting a business? Are any of those thoughts going through your head this early?
Definitely starting a label. Like I want to start that soon though. I want to start signing people from my city and stuff like that, and putting like younger people on. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. What advice would you tell some of those younger people you bring into your label?
Just stay focused. I mean, tap into everything. Don't be like closed minded by genres that's going on now or the wave that's going on now. Create a wave, because if you create a wave, can't nobody be better than you because you created it.
True. If this is a classic thing that people always say about people that copy each other, and it touches perfectly on that. Just if you're copying anybody, you're never going to be anything, more or less than 2 steps behind. You're going to be minimum 2 steps behind at all times, because that person is already continuing to, create while you're trying to copy. It's just impossible to replicate. So you're 100,000% right there. You mentioned focus. What are some of the things you try to stay away from, or you suggest to the younger kids to stay away from in staying focused?
Um,
Or maybe go more towards?
just stay away from negativity. Don't really focus on negativity. Focus on the positive. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving forward. If it's one bad comment and 5 good comments, people usually look towards the one bad comment. You feel me? Like, don't really focus on things like that. Just stay focused to like what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish as far as like comments and things like that. Like, stay focused more so to the craft.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, no, it's really crazy. Why do you think that is, that, we in general just tend to look at the negative over the positive? And how do you look at the positive over that?
Well, I don't really try to look too much into like comments or anything like that. I feel like that drives people crazy. You know, I don't really care about what people think about me, honestly. I love my fan base. I love my supporters, and I know they're gonna support me regardless. You know what I'm saying? So anybody else, I really don't have to read your comment because it don't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? You still watching? You giving an extra view to comment. So,
Bro. And usually what I think it is 99% of the time they're just having a bad day. And, because it's like the amount of negativity that somebody would have to leave a comment, voicing that publicly, and then makes themselves look bad. Bro, like if you or I ever commented something negative on somebody else's page, that would make us look bad more so than them. So
right.
it's something so out of like either of our anybody, we're friends with, like, their thought processes, because it's so unnecessary.
So unnecessary, but it's life. So,
No, yeah, you gotta focus on the light.
just,
I see the walk me through the chains that you have on. I know we were talking about it right before, but you have 2 or 3.
I got 2 on right now. I got this Cuban.
Very
Um,
nice.
I got this tennis. This is my A&R chain, and this is a cinematic. This is what I'm signed to. See, it got like Luh Kel on the back.
That's super cool.
Yeah, for sure. I got another big Cuban, but it's not here.
Did you see the NBA Louis Vuitton release?
No, I didn't.
Bro, I'm
Look at
gonna I'm gonna send it to you after this. They did an NBA collection, and what they did a chain, an NBA logo chain.
oh,
And I have never worn anything in my entire life, but as of 24 hours ago, I feel very inspired. Do
oh.
you see or do you ever think that jewelry inspires you to work harder or better?
Um, definitely. I mean, it all fits the image. Like it's like trophies. You know what I'm saying? Every piece of jewelry I get is for the accomplishment that I made. Like when my album went platinum, I mean, when my single went platinum, I got like I think I got some grills and you know what I'm saying. Like when I went on tour, I think I got this. You know what I'm saying? It's like every time it's like a trophy, like for what I've accomplished for sure.
Mm, I like that. That's good, man. I think it's important to you know, obviously physical items don't matter that much. They don't matter as much as the actual accomplishments or anything like that. But it
Yeah,
is
but
important. What do you say?
you got to reward yourself.
You got to. You got to. Especially because it's fun too. And it fits
Yeah,
the image. It all helps your brand. It makes you look cooler and it's something to talk about. It's all these different things and it's for you too.
definitely for sure.
I think it's great, man. Last question I have for you here. If you could go back and tell that 14-year-old self that was being chased by girls one piece of advice, what advice would you tell yourself?
Just stay focused. Don't focus on nothing else. Don't give up. Just when you doing your thing, do your thing. Don't stop for sure.
My man, I appreciate you. Where should people check you out best to listen to all your music, find your what you're posting about, everything of that nature?
Everywhere, just type in Luh Kel, Instagram, Life W Luh Kel. Yeah, LUHKEL for sure.
Check it out, everybody. My man, I appreciate you doing this again. It's a lot of fun.
I appreciate it for sure.
Awesome. See you guys. Peace.